Have you ever had that thought that everyone else seems to be moving forward and somehow we are not? We see people progressing, settling, achieving, and we are doing things too, but it doesn't feel like it counts in the same way. And it's quite hard to explain because from the outside, our life might look completely fine. But somewhere in the background, there's this quiet feeling of, I should be further than this. I should have done something different. I should have done something better. So, hello and welcome to another episode of The Thoughtful Doctor, where medicine meets humanity. Now, have you ever wondered where does this feeling of not doing enough comes from? I think for many of us, including my own self, this shows up in very everyday ways. Scrolling to LinkedIn, seeing someone else's promotion, hearing about someone buying a house, a car, having a baby, or something. It could be Instagram, it could be YouTube, or any other social media platform. Watching people move through life in a way that feels linear and faster somehow. And then we look at our own path, and it doesn't quite look like that. So for a lot of us, there are layers to this. Let's split it up. Some of us are in careers that take time. Some of us are raising children. Some of us have moved countries even and had to rebuild parts of our own life from the beginning. And when all those layers come together, it's very easy to feel like we are not where we are supposed to be. But recently, I've been thinking about this more and questioning where that idea of supposed to be actually comes from. Because psychologically, we are all wired to compare. There's something called as social comparison theory, which basically means we understand our own progress by looking at other people. But the problem is, we are not comparing like for like, are we? We are comparing our full real life to the most visible parts of someone else's. And there's another layer to that as well. Our brain naturally focuses on what it can see easily. This is called as a visibility bias. We see outcomes, we see milestones, we see what's obvious. But we don't see the uncertainty. We don't see the pauses, we don't see the failures, we don't see the years things didn't work out for someone else. So without realizing that, we end up comparing our full, messy, behind the scenes life to someone else's edited version. And of course, that comparison will always make us feel like we are behind. So here's also something else happening. What is that? In our mind, how do we understand progress? We tend to expect progress to be linear, step by step, forward, and clear. But real life rarely works like that. Especially if our life has had any interruptions. It could be motherhood, it could be migration, it could be changing direction, it could be changing careers, starting again, or even the way our brain works. For some of us, progress is not linear because we pause, we restart, we shift, we pivot. But our mind doesn't always account for that. It just sees where I thought I would be, and then we add another layer to it. We make it mean something about us. I am behind. I am not doing enough. I should have done things differently or better. But that's where it becomes even heavier. Because now it's not just about where we are, but it's about how we see ourselves. So maybe that's where a small shift has to happen. Instead of asking, are we behind? Why don't we ask, what kind of path are we actually on? Because not all paths are linear. Some are slower, some have pauses. Some involve falling, starting again, rebuilding. And that doesn't make them wrong or slow. It just makes them different. And I think that's something we don't say enough. different doesn't mean wrong. Different doesn't mean delayed. Sometimes it just means our life doesn't follow the same structure as someone else's. And that's perfectly okay and human. Something else that can help is zooming out slightly. Looking at where we were a few years ago, what we were dealing with, what were we learning, what did we build again. Because progress doesn't always feel like progress when we are in the middle of it. But over time, it becomes clearer when you see the bigger picture. And it can also help to name the season we are in. Because not everything can be a growth season. Sometimes it could just be a holding season or a rebuilding one, or just a lot happening at once, and you could be in a survival season. And expecting all those seasons to look like rapid progress only creates more pressure and stress. So maybe the shift isn't about trying to feel ahead, but about understanding where we are. So before we finish today, a small, thoughtful doctor prescription for the week. When that thought shows up, I am behind, pause there. Take a deep breath in and ask, what am I not seeing about my own path right now? Not to fix it, just to widen the view. Take a step back, because often we are not behind. We are just not seeing the full picture. We are not failing. We are learning something we were never taught, or we have never thought. Because the world moves fast, but understanding people and minds take time. So, thank you and take care for now.